Hello and welcome to your Lions Gate reading, the Lions Gate portal. How exciting for all of us. I know the spiritual community, this is a huge time for celebration. And why? Why is this a huge time for celebration? Because it means significant manifestation. So you know me, I like to go into a little bit deeper about what is behind each of these energies. And according to Lori Lothian on her channel, Lunatic Astrology, I love this channel. I will always tell you guys, this is who I watch. Among many astrologers, but I really love Lori Logan. Um, anyway, so on her, I think it was her newsletter actually, she was talking about how the reason that this is such a significant time is because of the rising fixed star Sirius. In ancient Egypt, the rising of this star, so it begins July 28th till August 12th is the Lionsgate portal, and the peak of it is August 8th. Okay, and then this is an 8 year, so we have 888. All right, this is significant. All right, we'll go into a little more about that in a moment. But in ancient Egypt, as the fixed star Sirius would rise, the um in- the flooding in the Nile would rise over the water of the Nile would rise over the riverbanks, giving them extremely fertile soil, which would make for an abundant harvest. So although that's not what necessarily represents physically in our world now, in each of our lives where we're living, but what it does is it gives us an opportunity to open ourselves up to be able to have an influx of manifestation come into our life. Now, why? Why? What if it's not well, I mean, the fixed star, certainly. But if we're not seeing the physicality of it in the same way that they did then, what does that mean for each of us? And because this is happening in Leo season, and Leo is such a heart centered, warm, right? Sunshine warm. The sun is manifestation, it represents manifestation. And your heart being open and childlike curiosity and fun are what brings manifestations in. Now, we just had, in fact, the day that I'm recording this, which is August 4th, we are having the new moon in Leo. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but new moons represent where we have had an emotional blind spot. So when you're doing your new moon rituals, new moon manifestation rituals, whatever that looks like for you, keeping in mind that as you're feeling into each new moon every month, the energies of it, you're going to be maybe inspired on what you need to look deeper at or where you have been blinded in your own life to now allow a manifestation to come through. And each new moon cycle lasts 6 months and then culminates by the end. The corresponding full moon. Okay, so in 6 months in Aquarius season, we're going to see this cycle of what you initiated in this Lions Gate new moon supported portal. We're going to see it culminate within the next 6 months, but you're going to be doing all kinds of activities to be able to bring these manifestations forward, keeping in mind that it is heart centered. Okay, so let's think about this for just one moment when we're considering manifestation. Okay, what creates life itself is consciousness. We know that as our collective consciousness rises, we're beginning to understand the true nature of reality. And it is consciousness that manifests, and it manifests through us, where you're vibrating, where you're emotionally your emotional average is what you are going to be emanating in your life. Your life is showing you back what it is that you are, what vibrational state you are at. So if your heart is closed off, how much consciousness can actually move through and emanate through you? And it is through love that you begin to see because love is what? Positive. You begin to see the transformations happen in your life. So you have to do these heart-centered open meditations and have your heart open in order to really be able to be inspired to the action to take in order to be able to watch your life change, and have that heart centered intention setting when you're doing your new moon rituals and your Lionsgate rituals. Okay, remember, it is all about the consciousness being able to move through you. So you want to have your heart open. You want to make sure this is playful and it is in tune with your desires, your true desires. This cannot, what your inspirations cannot be is something that was an external idea, what somebody else wants you to create in your life. And it cannot be because what you are expected or what you feel like is appropriate according to somebody else's idea of what your life should look like. This literally has to be something that sparks happiness, sparks joy inside of you and brings you to an authentic state of happiness. Okay. So that is the key to being able to take a hold of these fertile, it's literally like spiritual revelation that the fixed star series represents freedom, spiritual freedom, alchemy, changing thoughts into things. Okay. And it represents fame. Okay. So how you're going to show up in the world. That doesn't mean you have to go famous and go viral. You can if that's what you want to do, and whatever that looks like for you. But really, we're talking about how you show up, how you shine in your physical life. So it's very supportive energy for bringing forward what you truly desire. It has to be an authentic, personally driven desire. Okay. And with that heart open. So, just like the format that I had done last time, I am doing this video at the beginning of each one of your readings. Okay. And so we'll be diving into those readings here in just a moment. I want to say, just give a shout out to every one of you who support my channel. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I can see the growth in this channel and I'm really enjoying it. I also would love to give a shout out to my family members who support my channel, who tell me about how they are excited about each video coming out and they're using it for their own personal growth, which is what tarot, in my opinion, is for us to be able to dive into spiritual wisdom, to be able to reflect upon the messages that spirit brings to us and to be able to enhance and expand our lives. Also, thank you so much for those of you who have chosen to do a personal reading with me. You know who you are. I see you. I love you. Thank you so much. So again, so much love to every one of you. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. I do very much appreciate it and would love for more people to be able to connect with these messages that are coming through, which expands, of course, because those who are watching influence the messages. So it expands our messages, right? The more people it goes through, and we can get even more information. And I just love this about spirit. So again, love you all so much. Now let's go ahead and begin each one of your readings. Hey, Sagittarius, how are you doing? Welcome to this magnificent portal in your fellow fire sign, right? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling activated? Are you feeling like moving? Are you feeling like shaking things up and going? Not anything new for you. But like I had said at the beginning, the new moons represent an emotional blind spot. So by the time we get to this portal and the moon is waxing in its light, we'll begin seeing what we hadn't been able to see before, and a clear direction towards what is important for us to be, looking at for manifesting our heart's desire. It is literally about our heart's desire. All of this is about our heart's desire. And being able to trust our heart, right? So what is it that your heart really wants? What is it the spirit has to say to you, Sagittarius, about your point of focus for this Lions Gate portal? Let's take a look. We're using the Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms first. Okay. And all of the links for the decks that I use are in my description box below. 8 of Swords, and it's reversed, you guys. Wow, you're being able to free yourselves from places you had felt stuck and blocked. It is coming out of a perception that had been, like, I don't know, debilitating movement in your life. Okay, and 3 of Pentacles. Oh, this is building something significant financially for yourself. The Hanged Man reversed. So have you broken a cycle in your life with the Hangman reversed? Let's go ahead and take a look here. So this is where you free yourself. This is where you build something securely, financially secure for yourself, working with like-minded people in a very respectful environment. It's a very strong building card, okay? Or building a strong container for maybe others to come into that you can work with, okay? And then the Hangman reverse. Now, Hangman is about breaking karmic cycles, breaking subconscious patterns. It is about being able to see what you had based your life off of and what you had based actions upon. And you're willing to release that in order to have a new belief, okay, a new understanding about who you are and rewriting your own personal destiny, rewriting your own personal life. Okay, we have the moon and the 7 of swords here. So the moon is all about intuition. Okay, it is all about what's possible for your reality that you can guide it, like you're into it. You're getting a sense of it's an emotion or a like in your mind's eye imagination of what's possible for you. Okay, and it has to be seen. Everything that we have in our physical life has to be thought of first. Okay, now you are using that in a very different way than ever before because we have the 7 of swords. So you're using your intuition in a more mindful, a more strategically aligned way that is drawing off of your own personal wisdom. Okay. So now what is the 3 of Pentacles talking about here for us? And that freed you. Yeah. So that's clarifier for the for your 8 of swords reversed. Okay. 10 of Wands means you're not overworking anymore. You've already done the hard stuff and now you're able to reap the rewards from the hard work that you have done. Okay? And you're able to, I think, that create freely here. The 4 of Cups, what are you creating? Something that's much more satisfactory to you. Something that is not like you're just putting up with it anymore. Something that is much more in tune with ultimately what you want your life to look like. That's what you're creating for yourself, and it has to do with finances. Okay, so it's like all of a sudden you realize, like, okay, well, the reason why I have this job in the first place is because I felt obligated, or because I learned how to do this one skill and I knew that I was good at this thing, so I just kept doing this job and it created a sense of security for me, and so I'm just going to keep doing it. But it's not really as expansive as I know it can be in my life. So you start really looking at why you were doing that thing, and you're like, I don't have to work hard. I can work pleasurable. I can work fun. I can do what I enjoy. I don't have to stay here for reasons that are BS at this point, to be honest with you, right? That aren't true. So now here you are in the stage of creating this financial abundance and security for yourself in a way that is literally in tune with who you really are, your authentic self. So we have the Magician, we're looking at making strong decisions that support our manifesting power. Okay. We're coming at this from a very balanced place. All cards on the table here, right? Really, it's all elements on the table here. So you're working with resources, you're working with knowledge, you're working with intuition, and you're working with activity. So all those put together in this very balanced way it creates manifestations in your physical life in a way that's not overworking. Okay, you're not overworking yourself anymore. So what is this Hangman? Reversed Hangman. Please give us clarity here. 3 of Cups and Queen of Swords. Hmm. That's a really interesting combination with the Hanged Man upside down. Because okay, let's just start delineating this. All right. If we have the 3 of what's at the bottom of the deck, I want to see 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords. Peaceful alignment inside of your body. And then creating this life is being created for you out of you attuning yourself and your energy. Okay, that's what's underneath all of this. So maybe you're developing a really strong meditation practice or coming back into it. And spiritual growth is really important to you right now, so that you are tuned into your own. What are you aligned to? I mean, we're always aligned to something. We're always manifesting something, but are we aligned to the desired outcome? Is the desired outcome what we're manifesting? Okay. So being really clear about that. Let's get back to this. Okay. We have the Hangman reverse, which means I'm breaking a pattern. I'm breaking a pattern. And this pattern that you're breaking appears to me like it has everything to do with gaining your knowledge from other people. Like you're learning about what you want from other people, or you're listening to other people's opinion about how to move forward in your own life to create the life that you want. That's what this little pocket looks like. But I'm gonna go ahead and or it could be that's what it's saying. That's what it's saying. All right. Okay. So here we have, we're just going to go ahead and just start pulling cards to develop the story even further. Okay. So now we're being tormented here mentally. This is mental torment. This is like, I am going to continue having the same thoughts that I've always had and have anxiety about it. And it's like, I'm creating this huge problem in my mind, or blowing it way out of proportion in my mind because I can't stop thinking about it. And in reality, I'm literally laying in a bed that's comfortable and I literally have a comforter on me. Okay. So I'm actually comfortable, but I am tormenting myself instead. This is a choice. It's a perspective choice. Okay. Now we have that, and we have the Queen of Wands. Absolutely. Our Queen of Swords again. Okay. This is clarity. She understands where she's going from a knowledgeable, clear place. Okay. All right. We see it here. What do we see here now? The other card that came up is the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. Queen of Wands, Four of Swords. Queen of Wands, Four of Swords. What this is saying is that listening, there are some people around you. Okay. There are some people that have been around you. And maybe that's not the case anymore because we broke it, right? The broken pattern. There have been people around you that you have been listening to that were creating anxiety for you because you weren't listening to yourself. You were listening to them more than you were listening to you, right? So that is the pattern that you have broken. That is the element of personal trust that you're developing. So you're not listening to everybody else at this point. Okay. And now here we are, winning at all cost. No, not in this case. In this case, and I often see it this way. I don't even know why I pulled in a different interpretation of the card, because it really doesn't work for me. I wanted to see if it does work here, but it doesn't. So when we have the Four of Swords, what we're talking about, which is this one and this one, Four of Swords, touching back on that, we're talking about you being aligned with your own destiny, your own happiness, your own energy, in aligning with your true desires, right? Aligning your energy with your desires. So when you're in alignment with that, then you manifest your true desires. My typical interpretation of this card is where you break away from those who had been influencing you, the people who would typically be advising you, and you make very strong, independent decisions, which plays literally right along with what I was getting out of these three cards here. So you, instead of listening to everybody else, instead of continuing to perpetuate this nightmare inside of you and this anxiety, you decide instead that you're going to tune into who you are. You're going to tap into your ability to create and manifest what it is that you desire for yourself through clarity and personal alignment and strong independent decisions. You're not listening to everybody else. It's a long way of saying you're no longer listening to everybody else, and you have freed yourself with it. You're now tapping into that intuition, that possibilities. Let's go ahead and see where this all goes for you. Where does it turn out? How does it turn out for our beloved Sagittariuses? How does this turn out for you? Okay. So this is perception that creates a heartbreak. This is Mercury in your sign. Mercury is retrograde. All right. And Mercury is giving you the opportunity to revisit the thoughts that you had been getting your information from. And are they attuned with your alignment? How are you breaking your own heart with your own thoughts? Where are you self-sabotaging through aligning with other people's idea of what your life should look like? And then having anxiety, and then finding out that you're out of alignment. There we go. There we go. So, where this is going for you, worthiness, a financial wound, breaking this financial wound, okay, and acting from a wounded place and connections from a wounded place, self-worth. All right. This is what's driving this force, the driving force of making this change inside your life is saying, like, are you really going to be worth it? Are you really worth it at this point? Or are you going to keep believing that you're not worth listening to? Because if you think about the word, I think that it was my beautiful partner that had shared this with me, and I heard it for the first time, was it's not, when you say worthless, you're not saying that you're not worth anything. It's you're buying into that you are worth less than what you actually are worth. That's the belief, that you are worth less than what you're actually worth. So what's driving all of this is worthiness. Okay? Bring yourself into alignment with worthiness. Now, the outcome here for you is to stop looking at life and informing yourself, maybe by listening to others, but it's still informing you, with a perception that is breaking your own heart. It's hurting you. Stop it. Instead, you're going to align with your strength. You see, these arrows are all pointed, these stabs, these wands, the action that you're taking. And you are about action. You're about learning about life through experiences. So the experiences now that you're able to have through this alignment of what you want and listening to your own truth is your strength. And strength comes from being able to look at those things that we have once feared. And what were you fearing? What you were actually worth. You were afraid of your own power. And once you're able to see that through this portal of clarity, once you're able to see that you were only fearing your own power and it is no longer applicable and you can no longer buy into that story, you now own your authentic strength and you will power up. You're no longer going to be weakening yourself with a storyline that doesn't serve you. You will now believe in your ultimate, absolute, divine worth. And you will be acting from that place moving forward. Okay, so once Sagittarius has achieved this wound, right? Healing this wound, and owning their own self-worth, what does that look like for them? That Oh my God. Okay, that's the final piece to this whole journey that you have been on. It's the final piece. That's the world card, that it ends all of that torment. It ends the heartbreak. See how it's right here between the heartbreak and the torment right here. So that ends it. So we started off with you liberating yourself. We end up with absolute total liberation. And if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said this is about spiritual freedom, spiritual revolution. It's about spiritual freedom, liberation. So when we are spiritually liberated, that means that we have full, that we are in full bloom within ourselves. That's the image that I'm getting, this full bloom, like you are opened up in every one of your chakras and every one of your areas of your life to be able to receive inspiration, intuition, and emotional upliftment to be able to guide your actions moving forward. That's where you're going with this. That's what's happening for you. That's what's going to quantify the end of this journey that you have been on. And we know that we are, if you're listening to anything astrological, you know that we are ending patterns and cycles and cycles and cycles and cycles. There are all kinds of cycles that are ending, and we're literally rewriting our life at this point from a healed place. So your final piece, and you can literally start singing that song, Final Countdown. Okay. At this point, because at the end of this portal 2-week period of time, you are going to be ending the pattern of worthlessness and self-doubt and anxiety. And you are going to be in your full fixed fire sign of being able to confidently take action in opportunities that are coming your way. This speaks to new opportunities that are fun and playful and creative and adventurous and passionate and pleasurable for you. All of the pleasures of life, you're going to be able to, as those pleasures of life begin to present themselves, you will be able to take those opportunities in a way of with full worthiness and not go back into the cycle of self-incriminating thoughts because of the pleasures you've enjoyed. You now are able to engage in the pleasures of your life in a balanced, harmonious way. So everything that you're going to be doing is going to be rooted in authentic joy. It's not going to be a passing pleasure. It's going to be rooted in authentic joy. That's what the difference is. Because I don't think that you short yourself on experiences, but I just think that you're having experiences that aren't necessarily rooted in your authentic joy. And then you are tormenting yourself for engaging in your life in that way. But when you stop the torment and you trust your worthiness and you have clarity on who you are and you're acting from that place, you end that old cycle of anxiety and torment and you engage in life from rooted in authentic happiness and joy. And you are able to create from that more experiences from that place. And so you're done with this anxiety. And that's terrific. That's incredible. I mean, that's literally incredible to be able to end the torment that you've experienced through cycle after cycle, because it was all built off of a pattern that it was never, or a belief that was never, ever true in the first place. Now you see the truth. Well, now you've got free reign of your life and you can go out and do the things that you want, rooted in joy and happiness, and it's lasting happiness. Lasting happiness is what you get on the other side of this. Lasting happiness. Okay, Sagittarius, I hope that that was very helpful for you. I enjoyed seeing this for you so much. I can feel the relief, just like I felt with your predecessor here, the Scorpio, just enormous amount of relief. But I'm feeling like a huge weight being taken off of you, and just like, yeah, I'm ready for this. I think that you're really just ready to just own who you are and be able to move forward with authentic joy. So, and you'll be able to see your life literally change before your eyes. Now, I am encouraging each of you to watch for every one of your signs, because I have found in my life that this is what has been very beneficial, to be able to see the full picture, the full scope of what's going on for me and all the energies as I watch for my sun sign, my moon sign, my rising, my Venus, and even cross watch for people that are important to me. And if those things are important to you as well, to be able to really reflect on what's going on in your life and to be able to make significant changes, especially in this time of our life that is so transformative right now, and being able to grab a hold of that, then I encourage you to watch for all of those signs for yourself. And if you are like me and are impatient, which I suspect, Sagittarius, you may be a little bit, you have access to all the videos each week at the beginning of the week when you join my Patreon community. And I very much appreciate people being interested in this and coming in and joining me there, because as I have more people interested and you guys are showing that that you like that, then I will be able to be supported in a way that gives me the opportunity to give you more content that is bonus content, and be able to connect with you guys live. And I'm really looking forward to that. So I love you all very much. My prayers and heart goes out to you, sending warm, positive energy, positive vibes your way to make this a smooth and easy transition to owning your worth, Sagittarius. And if I don't see you before then, know that I love you and that Source adores you. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you and take care.